Okay, so in this Creo tutorial we're going to look at how to assemble a 3D CAD model from various parts. So if you're going to create a CAD model of a product that's made up of different parts, that's how you'd want to create it in CAD. So rather than creating it on the same file, you make it up in separate files and then assemble it together, as you can see has been done with this toy train model here. So you're going to have a go at assembling the toy train from the parts that have already been created for you. So I'm just going to close that toy train down and just minimize my Creo window. What we need to do is first of all save all of the various parts of the train to your Homes drive into your Creo folder. So to do this, you're going to need two File Explorer windows open, or My Computer windows open. So you can either click on the desktop icon or go into Start and click on Computer. So once you've got two of those open, in one of them go to your H drive and open your Creo folder. In the other one, go to the pupil read, find the folder which contains all of the Creo tutorials, and then once you're there we go, task 15, and then you'll find assembly parts. Okay, so this is all in pupil read in the folder that you've been using up to now, and you're looking for task 15 folder and assembly parts. So left click on that and then just drag it over and drop it into your Creo folder. So there you've got all the separate parts for this toy train then. Okay, so then if I bring up Creo again, I'm going to select my working directory as we always do when we first start using that, and this is my Creo folder. So if I left click on that and then click OK. We just click on it once, remember we don't go into the folder, so just left click on it once, then click OK, and that's designated that as my working directory now. Okay, so once we've done that, I'm going to click on New, and instead of leaving it as part this time, we're going to select Assembly. So we're going to name the file Toy Train. I'd call it Toy Train 1, and remember if you've got any gaps, just put an underscore in there and then click OK. Now my datum planes are turned off so you can't see them, so I'm just going to turn those on. So it looks very much like when you create a part file, except that the toolbar at the top here is slightly different. You've got some different tools here. So we're going to start by adding in our first part. So if I click on the Assemble button, this is the button that you're going to use the most, and then you can see we've got that folder that we copied to our H drive in here, the assembly parts folder. So if I click and go into there, I'm going to take the base of my train and drop that in. Now what we want to do is anchor this base to the datum planes in the assembly file. At the moment, as you can see, as I move my mouse around, it's floating around. I'm just going to left click once, and that temporarily drops it in space. Now we can move it manually by just grabbing these arrows and dragging it, so left clicking on those and just moving the mouse, but I'm going to actually anchor it to these datum planes in my assembly file. So to do that, I'm going to hover over a face, like the front face here, left click, so now that it's green it's highlighted, and then I'm going to hover over the front datum plane until that highlights and left click again. Now the type of constraint it puts on it automatically here is a distance one. So it's setting it 90.93 millimeters away from that datum plane. I want it to actually be on the datum plane. So what I need to do is select coincident. That means the two coincide with one another. Now it might not look at the moment like they are, but if I click my middle roller button and rotate it, you can see that they are perfectly aligned. Now I'm going to left click on the side face, and then I'm going to left click on the right datum plane. Now that's put a distance in, so what I'm going to do again is change that distance to a coincident so that they are perfectly in alignment. Now my next one, I'm going to bring the bottom face of my base and I'm going to have it coincide with the top datum plane. And I'm moving this around by holding the middle mouse button down and moving the cursor, moving the mouse, sorry. Now if I left click on the bottom face of this base of the toy train, so I've picked it up, and then I'm going to move my cursor over the top datum plane and left click, and it will, there we go, create a constraint on there. And again, it's a distance constraint. So all I'm going to do is select the drop down and select coincident. So they're coinciding. Now that's anchored. You see the path has actually changed colour. It's gone from purple to an orangey colour. So that means it's fully constrained, and so therefore it's anchored to all of those datum planes. So I can click on the green tick now to say I'm happy with that.